Good morning, traders, and welcome back to Framework Fortune. And welcome if you're new. So we're going to be looking for a trade today. A lot has transpired over the last day. And that, so we got anything on here? We got Arlo. Arlo looks pretty good. INDO. That's already on the list, I believe. No, I took INDO off. Why did I do that? DWAC going up to 100. No surprise there. Perfect bull flag. Yeah, looks like it's all on that scanner. These are super high floats. Not a lot of volume there. Got this JWN. That's going to be running right into the 200 moving average. IMMP we should keep an eye on because oil broke over $100 a barrel. Gold and silver are breaking out. This low flow oil scanner. BTU. Yeah, I think INDO is going to be the best one to keep an eye on. And then not too much going on in the metals today. Alrighty. So really not a whole bunch of plays that I'm seeing. Okay. IMP's down there though. This is going on with this Arlo. Arlo trading higher, better earnings. About 84 million in shares. It's already popped though. For now, maybe if it could hold up 1080 as support. The Sky continued to break out, got all the way up to 1666. I'm going to be keeping an eye on Sky. I missed both rips on it that I was watching for 2 weeks. Actually, you know what? I may just watch Sky here right now. Let's see. Look at this 15-minute. We cracked out of the triangle. Big spread. See the hour chart. Hour chart's trying to hold the 10-day. Let's see if I can slide in here. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to have time to slide in here. Yeah, come on back down a little bit. Man, that spread is so crazy. Can I get in there? Oh, I did get filled at 14.15. So that was not too bad, getting the spreads all the way up at 14.35 and bids at 14. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get that order to go in or not, but it did. So I'm not terribly positioned as long as it doesn't turn around all of a sudden. Got this possible little uptrend started here. A lot of selling pressure though. So we got 9 minutes on that 15-minute candle. Well, actually, there's not that much volume, so there is some selling pressure, but not a whole lot. We can see buy it and volume come back in like we did over here. That wouldn't be too bad. Let's see, looks like the SPY's trying to hold above these EMAs on the hour, but the downtrend's around like 437. Oh, actually, here's the trend line. The uptrend started from yesterday. That's where the trend line is. So right now it's about 1373. So I'm not too upset about this position. We just got to hold above 1350. I may even add to it. But we do have a pretty sharp downtrend now since that last wick just got pushed down quite a bit. Hmm. 50-day is all the way back down at 1250. So if it doesn't hold this uptrend, it could drop a whole nother $2 from where it's at. $2, something like that. $15 is basically strong resistance. That's what held up yesterday when it popped, and then what held up today, this morning, when it popped early on the daily chart, or at least on the 1 hour chart. Not one candle was able to close above $15. Hey Austin, how's it going, buddy? Doing good. How about you? I can sneeze my brains out of my head. Alright, we're holding 14 so far, so let's see. Not mad at this position at all, because I bought it right off of the uptrend confirming. Or most likely confirming. See, Sky was even halted earlier. There's a little pullback. Let's see if I can get down in here. Like 1365. Nope, I don't have enough money. I'm out of funds. I didn't realize I was that low to only take his 30 shares. Well, let's see if his trade works out, because this is the only trade I'm taking today, apparently. Nice. And you're currently in an ISPO. Well, good job, man. Sounds like you've made some profit already this morning, so that's what it is about. See, buyers keep pushing it up off his trend line, even though we dipped down there for half a second. Buyers are like, nope. See if 14 can start holding the bid. There we go. There's another one. It's only two though. Two 14s that are stacked. Uh-oh. There was a bid up there for 14.16. Yeah, Arlo's still consolidating, but hasn't made a move yet. A decision yet. DWAC getting rejected at 100. And you can see that thing just getting slammed with that rejection. There we go. Ask up to 14.35, bid up to 14.10. Now, if big buying volume comes in, just like back here, I mean, this thing can rip real hard. That's why we see this 30 to 50 cent spread between the bid and the ask on the level 2. Because this thing is very low float. It's the ask all the way up at 14.50. See, no buy orders coming in there yet because we don't have a ton of volume. Now, we are running right into that trend line again, so we need a break. Which means we need to break the 15 area. Nope, a little rejection there. Just the little tiny, whoops. This little tiny buying volume bars coming in. It's just a little bit of buying. Okay, bids moved up to 14.25. We are getting some buyers. Oh, there's a buyer at 14.50. Took him out. Oh, rejected again. You can just see how volatile this thing is. Very little volume. We get big volume, it's going to be a nice move, either to the downside or the upside. Sky 14.10, you got it at 14.10. Just be very, 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 very careful, because if it cracks this trend line, it can dump very hard. And we're going to need to see some buying start coming in here in the next 10 minutes. Like some more than just this little bit of buying. Like it needs to break 15 within the next 10-15 minutes if it's going to continue to move up today. See on the 15 minute, the 10 days holding us down as well. We'll be back bullish if we can just get above the 15 area. When you look at this hour chart, we just closed, whoops, on the hour chart. Yeah, real red on the hour chart, so we need to see this bounce. There may be some resistance if we do break over this 450 area. There may be some resistance at 1470. Oh, there's Amazon. The dog's about to start barking. I knew it. Okay. Yeah, you're crazy, I know. Crazy dog. Yeah. Yeah, this move's going to happen in the next 15 minutes. One way or another. Either to the downside or the upside. So what is X for? That's not really much. INDO trying to hold support at 12. If INDO can hold that support and start pushing back up, break a 13, I think we'd see INDO run. SPY still pushing up. You see, there's still quite a bit more selling than buying at the moment on this level too. Okay, ask up above 1450, but still didn't get any buys near there. The highest buy we got was 1436. So we're just not getting buyers who are willing to buy this at 1450 yet. See, as we got 1448 again. Let's see, 1415s. YouTube didn't give you the notification again? Well, Axios is a left bias source, so of course they're going to automatically say that Trump is failing that launch. I mean, I wouldn't be calling this a failure. The things ran all the way back to $100. They dumped because it got rejected off of $100, but still holding 95. It could easily come back by the end of the day and jump to 100. But Axios, they're one of those mainstream medias that have shit for brains. I think, if I remember correctly. Good morning, Lori Lee. How are you today? See, we did get a buy at 1442, but still no buys at 1450 yet. No, I don't think that Axios article is the reason why DWAC is dropping. I mean, it's not dropping. It's been on an uptrend, you know. So that article is out of its mind anyway. Like it, it was just $75 last Thursday or something. It's went up $25. So I don't know what they're talking about. Ooh, Sky back down again, testing 14. Got to get this break here soon. Stop testing 14 as support. He'd be up there testing 15 as resistance. SPY is still pushing up. And DWAC's actually still green on the day. DWAC's up 2.5% on the day right now. Very nice, Lori. Sounds like you've had a lean night so far. I'm in SKYH, One Life. SKYH, Sky. Sky's been one we've been watching for 2 weeks, and I missed both rips yesterday and this morning, so I waited for it to pull back, confirm this trend line, at least so far, and just looking for a little pop. Looking for the break. It is 15 on Sky. Oh, you held those through the close, Austin? Oh, yeah, man. You got paid. You got paid. I thought you were saying you traded those this morning. You just sold those this morning. You, if you held those overnight, man, you made some money. Nice job. Hey, well, as long as you know, had your stop loss in, it's a small loss. It doesn't matter. No, I'm not being difficult, man. You came in here quoting a Axios article as the reason why DWAC is dropping. That's, I mean, I'm gonna correct you if you say something stupid like that. Don't get mad about it, man. That was, think about it for a second. You trade and know everything as much as I do. So, I mean, you should know that. Why would you even say, like, Axios said, Axios is the reason DWAC is falling? Like, a news article from one, you know, left leaning media source against a Trump type of a Trump stock. You know, they've been calling for DWAC as felon for the last 6 months or however long it's been out. It's not. I'm not being difficult. You just said something that I'm gonna call you out on if it's nonsense, and it was nonsense. Don't take it personal. It is what it is. You know better than that, man. Some Axios article. It failed because it hit $100. $100 is a whole number. It failed the first time it ripped at $100. It broke over it, but it could never hold above it, so it sold all the way off. And I've been saying, I said it yesterday or the day before yesterday. The DWAC will probably hit 100, but it's not going to break right away. It'll probably get rejected the first time. But yeah, man, don't get mad because, you know, I'm just calling it like it is. That's why you guys love me, I thought. Yeah, but I'm saying that's not a hit piece to not make it dip though. That's what I'm telling you. Like you like that is there's been hit pieces on DWAC for weeks. Like DWAC is not dropping because Axios just put out a hit piece. That's not accurate. That's misinformation. That's why I'm correcting it. I know what your point is trying to be, but your point is being backed by misinformation, so that's the problem. You know, I just said that. They've been putting out hit pieces against DWAC for 6 months or however long the stock has been out because it's Trump's stock. You think all the investors that's in this got a little article from Axios and was like, "Oh, that's it. I'm out of this stock that's been uptrending nonstop." You know, in a big bull flag, breaking up to 100, testing 100. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know if I would consider it a meme stock. One life. Y'all need to go do some research on Trump. You know, you might not like him as a president or anything like that. And the news was like, oh, he's a terrible businessman because he had like 2 or 3 businesses fail. But that man's had 500 something businesses that succeeded. So 3 businesses that fell versus the 500 or how many ever he's got that succeeded. He knows what he's doing, man. And here's the thing. It's not like Trump is actually doing anything. Trump's not doing anything for DWAC. You know, he's not. He's got a board of directors that run that company. It's not really anything to do with Trump. So, you know, that's the same way all his other companies. He doesn't run 500 companies by himself. He has a whole bunch of boards that run them all. He doesn't do anything. He just sits back and collects money. So, like, I don't know if I would be so quick just because it's Trump's company to be, you know, writing DWAC off. Like, y'all are letting a little bit of political biases and stuff sneak in there on a play. Like, this thing's already back up to $98. It's almost back to 100. Just like that. Like, this was not no news article that made people do this. It was just pure and simple a rejection off of $100. That's simple technical analysis. But anyway, sky is cracking here. You know, it caused me to lose sitting here arguing with me over stuff that. What I'd be more concerned about is Trump's people. Not, and I'm not talking about MAGA. I'm talking about Trump's people around him in his business. What I would be concerned about is them pushing that thing to $300 and getting everybody all excited. And then all the FOMO kicks in and everybody jumps in there, and then them dumping it. That's what I'd be concerned about. But you know, it falling at $100, it's like, it's just a simple rejection, and it's intraday too. That's another thing. Like, you know, that little pullback was all of 10 minutes. It was a 10, well, actually, that kind of there, 20 minutes. So it was a 20-minute pullback. Like, we can't judge the entire movement of this stock over the long term as been uptrending off of a 20-minute pullback. That is, you know, it doesn't mean much. Yeah, one life. Come, what are y'all on today? What is going on? You guys are some of mine, or some not mine, but some of the most advanced traders in this channel. This DWAC has not been out long enough to even have earnings. This is an IPO. You know this thing just IPO'd not that long ago. What are you talking about? Of course it doesn't have earnings or anything else. Of course they haven't reported anything. The company just came out. This is simple stuff. That's what I'm saying. I think I think y'all are letting some biases or something. Something's blocking y'all's vision right now on DWAC. I don't know what it is, but it's because it's synonymous with Trump, man. Some reason y'all's brains are not working very well. This is obvious stuff, man. This is not like it's not like debatable stuff. It's stuff we talk about all the time. Both you and Trading Ever After call these same type of plays. The only difference is a Trump stock. Like what? It hasn't reported earnings or anything. No, duh. It's a IPO. What you guys are freaking me out today. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. What is going on? Like normally you two would actually give some type of good information if you're or if you're not trolling me. But God, I don't even know. I feel like you're trolling me. What the hell, One Life? Then how did you go? How did you go to what? You just what? What? You liked the stock and traded it several times, but then you didn't. What? What? What is going on right now? Y'all are not making any sense. At least One Life's definitely not making any sense. You just gave me arguments against the stock and told me you like the stock and you've been trading it. What? Within 5 minutes. Good morning, Fatima. How are you this morning? I'm, I'm not in the mood. I'm laughing because I'm confused. I don't know. I'm absolutely fine. I just don't know what's going on because y'all two came in here talking, not even crazy, just, I don't even know. I don't even know. It's not the normal type of trolling. Because I don't even think y'all were trolling. I think y'all are being serious, and that's what's bothering me. Is like y'all actually said the things you said, and you actually think that. Like Trading Ever After, you actually think an Axios article was responsible for that little pullback on DWAG? Like you actually believe that, man? Like truly? And in One Life, whatever you just said was just contradictory. So I don't even know what you think about DWAC, honestly. You like it and you don't like it. You got one of those, what is it, a love-hate relationship with DWAC. Is that what it is, One Life? Just a little love-hate. I get that, man. There's plenty of stocks I have love-hate relationships with. Oh, okay. See, that makes sense. So you didn't what? So if you didn't know what I was talking about, why would you even comment on it? You came in the chat and started commenting on something that you didn't know that I even said. Now that's even more confusing. You the one who made the comment. So you guys today, guys, man, that State of the Union address right last night must have got y'all fired up. This thing looks like it's about to crack. I am very close, possibly getting out. Let me stop messing with you guys right now. Okay, so on the 15-minute, we are at the 50-day, but we did doji out on that candle, followed by a bear candle. This is very bearish indicator on that 15. But we are still right on the trend line. As long as we hold this trend line, that little bearish indicator won't mean nothing because we have the trend line and the 50-day both right there. Can we get back over 14 here and finally break? There we go. We're starting to break the downtrend now. Come on. See if that buying volume can continue in here. Because see, just because we're getting a little push up right here in the tip of this triangle doesn't mean for sure it's going to break. We need to see it break and confirm and stay above this downtrend. Right now, this could easily be shorters, possibly coming in short and on the bid. So we need to see a break. That was a nice little wick, but not enough. Need to see more. Need to see more volume coming in, more buying volume. But we are very close to making the move one way or another. PPI. What are you talking about, PPI? What does PPI got to do with anything? I'm very confused. Is PPI running? What are you talking about, trading ever after about PPI? Not much going on PPI. It is uptrending above all EMAs on the daily. So that could be a play later, definitely in the future. It's got strong resistance at 28 though. Yeah, back over here to Sky. Oh, people. There's not enough. Maybe on a penny stock, man. Maybe on a penny stock, but not on a stock that's $100 that has all types of institutional eyeballs on it. Institutions are not going to read an Axios article and sell it. That's what I was saying. Like it's not a dollar penny stock with a low float to where if 100,000 people or even 50,000 people see an article, they might sell on the article, but not on no stock like that. Not on an Axios article. That's like That's like if Axios. Let me ask you this question: if Axios came out with an article dissing Apple, do you think it would do anything to Apple? Come on, little buddy. Are you going to break or not? You are making me wait this one out all the way to the end here. Let me see. 4-hour chart. Okay, we have the 10-day on the 4-hour at 13.25. Oops, I'm going to hit daily. On the daily, all the support is back at 12. I'm just thinking about a stop loss right now, where and if I want to put one in, or keep it a mental stop loss because of how volatile this thing is. you're okay. Maybe on a retail level, you probably are accurate about that. There may be some. Well, first, let's think about this. The left, for the most part, is not great at economics, and they hate the stock market. They're they follow Marxism. So the odds of there being a whole bunch of retail leftist traders in the first place is a little far fetched. Now there are some out there, and they're more center liberal, classic Democrat, but that party has moved pretty far left. So if you think there's enough leftist traders out there when they are busy worried about all the stuff they're worried about, which has nothing to do with the stock market or economics, that's a small amount of people. But when we're talking about institutions, when we're talking about Wall Street, the wings are on the same bird. Wall Street does not have political biases. It's not going to care about left or right. Every single presidential election, Wall Street puts money in both campaigns, the Democrat and the Republican campaigns. Different institutions. Those institutions who are moving millions of dollars are not going to move $1 million out of a trade because of their leftist liberal biases against DWAC. That is insanity to even think that they would do that. They don't care. They know the system is the same bird, two different wings. You're letting your own political biases affect your trading, David Davis. Or trading ever after, I'm sorry. But, I mean, that's just what it is. Like, you really think that there's 100 million leftists out there shorting DWAC? Half of the leftists, or not even half of the leftists, 95% of leftists I've talked to and debated don't even understand regular economics. They have no understanding of it. And you think they're controlling the movement of DWAC? Come on, man. Come on. One Life, it was yeah, yeah, One Life. It was an Axios article, a leftist biased media source saying that Trump screwed up the social media, whatever their damn DWAC thing is. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Those articles have been coming out from leftist media since this stock IPO'd. It dropped a little bit on during the IPO date, and they came out with articles quicker than the damn stock rebounded about how it was crashing then. So I'm saying there's no way that little article affected this. What I'm letting political bias rule me? How is that? I just said the wings are on the same bird. That's not any bias at all. So Sky is still not wanting to break. 14 is starting to act as resistance, then we're probably going to drop here. See, the SPY is still pushing up, but we're really not getting any crazy rips while the SPY is pushing that I'm seeing. Yeah, INDO is coming down. Come on, let's get back over 4 or 14. Well, I guess it's not gonna give us any type of breakout one way or the other at the moment. Still just riding the uptrend, really. But we do want to see it get back above 14 here the next couple of minutes. We don't want to stand under 14. As back over 14. Oh, look, it's Daniel B. and one of his fake accounts, his Jesse Livermore account. Don't be fake about it, Daniel B. Just make Daniel B2 and come in and Daniel B2 so everybody knows it's you. Don't hide. Hiding is for the weak. Free him. He's here. He's here in a new profile, Jesse Livermore. That's why I told him just go switch to Daniel B2. A lot of your dad books. Nice, Orlando. I don't know if that was meant to be a joke, but for some reason it sounded like a joke to me, and it was pretty funny. So, your dad books. That's good stuff. See, I'm looking at the indexes here. Oil did have a pullback from hitting that 112. It hit a high of 112.70. Only pulled back to 105 and is bouncing at the moment off of the 10-day on the 4-hour. But oil's still looking pretty bullish. NASDAQ futures. See, gold is over 1900. Silver did poke up over 25. Went up to 25.50. It's got some resistance there. And then, of course, it's March, so if you've been following me on the crypto channel, Bitcoin is back to 45,000 and Ethereum is testing 3,000. It's popped over several times but still has not been able to break. So crypto market seemingly starting to heat up. And we are starting to see that possible decoupling that dissension between the stock market and cryptos finally. So I think very soon we'll see the markets have its final drop, and we'll probably see cryptos hold up, go into a hot altcoin market. Which means that all the crypto stocks should start warming up. And speaking of crypto stocks, BTCS pays out Oh God, I see something stupid. I'm gonna have to. BT in 2 weeks, BTCS pays out the first dividend ever payable in Bitcoin. So if you were looking for that dividend, that is actually going to be paid out in 2 weeks. But right here, Fed Chair Powell says crypto is used for speculation, not a store of value. Now, crypto's only been out, Bitcoin's only been out a decade. So if Bitcoin's only been out a decade, then he's speculating that Bitcoin is not a store of value. He is not, Jerome Powell is not the end all be all of what is speculation and what is store of value. I'm definitely not going to take any definitions from a guy who blames inflation on everything except what truly inflation is. But he is speculating this sentence. So I guess, that kind of adds to his point. It's speculation, but if you're speculating on cryptos, anybody can speculate on anything, right? That doesn't matter. I can speculate on the price of pet rocks at the store. You're just speculating. You're just looking at it and you're making a guess of which way it's going to go. Hopefully an educated guess because you do your own research. But I don't think it's speculation that blockchain technology is going to replace everything, because it already is. So I don't even know what he's talking about. Now, as far as Bitcoin being a store of value, that's yet to be seen. That is speculation. I do agree with him on that small part of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has not had a true test yet of the markets crashing. However, I have a different opinion when it comes to altcoins than Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin bull. I'm an altcoin bull. There's a big difference. And I'm only bullish on specific altcoins. But, you speculate. Like, the point is mute, though. The point he was making is moot. Not mute. Well, he should be on mute. But the point is moot, though, whether or not crypto is speculation. Because, like I said, everything is speculation. We're day trading right now. I'm speculating that Sky will go up to $15. That's just what speculation is. So that is not an argument for anything. Just Jerome Powell, just his opinion is he doesn't think crypto is a store of value. But it's him saying it like it's some type of fact, like his word means jack, is really interesting. And market speculation on crash, well, it would most likely be the biggest sector that's up, right? So the tech sector has been the biggest running sector the last couple of years. So that's where we would see the biggest crashes at. The highest overvalued sector is going to be the one that gets hit the hardest in a crash. No, Lauren's fine. What are you talking about? Lauren's, I I'm not going to argue about Bitcoin because, like I said, I have a different outlook on Bitcoin than I do the rest of the altcoins, and I get sick of defending Bitcoin because it's not even me defending Bitcoin. It's usually me just educating on Bitcoin. But I don't like Bitcoin. That's my smallest crypto holdings. You follow the crypto channel, you know I do not like Bitcoin. I'm a Cosmos Atom boy. I'm a cosmonaut. Woo! The stock market will start to crash when Bitcoin starts to crash. Well, let me ask you a question. Is it a crash if Bitcoin runs to 56,000 and it pulls back down to 35,000 like it did here recently? Is that a crash for Bitcoin though? I mean, what do you mean by a crash? Because Bitcoin's volatility, I mean, every single day can look like a crash. Let me go over here. Where's Bitcoin at on my damn list? Where you at, Bitcoin? Come here. Let me go into a daily chart. Like Bitcoin, like you could call that a crash right there. Man, it was a nice pullback. It dropped from 57,000 down to 30,000. But has rebounded, held those previous levels of support, and went all the way up to 70,000 this last time. Now we've pulled back. We've made a double bottom here, breaking the downtrend. So the speculation would be we would head up to the top, which is 75,000, which is what I said, which is what I've been saying, will be the top of Bitcoin. I thought last year, but this year. So if Bitcoin breaks over 50,000, I don't understand why you think that at 56,000 Bitcoin's going to turn around. There's no reason for it to turn around until it hits this upward slope resistance. Just like the Dow Jones. You know, I guess if it breaks 50,000, 56,000 is right here. That's not that far away. We're 6,000 away from it. Bitcoin could jump 6,000 in a day because of how much capital is in Bitcoin. You're talking billions and billions of dollars. Bitcoin has a huge market cap. Oh yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin doesn't lead the markets. That would be the Nasdaq futures that lead the markets. Gas guy is taking forever. BPT, that was one of them energy plays, the oil play, fell down to 14, but rebounded up $1.40. MMP still selling off. Oh yeah, PPI. I thought he said people. PPI. DWAC still holding 97 area. Damn, there's really not going on a lot going on right now. Let's see, SoFi is up 6%. Maybe a lot of action on Ford, but Ford's such a big float stock at 85-cent move. We want dollars if we're trading something in the close to the $20 range. Yeah. Well, okay, so I'll show you this, guys, real quick. I'm going to put a stop loss in on this thing because this last 5 minutes, we literally have not had any volume. We haven't done anything, so that's a little concerning. 1370, so yeah, it'd be like a $15 loss. I'll take that. Oops, that's a little too close, I think. There we go. Damn, as soon as I put that in, too, that bid dropped down to 1370. Nobody's buying at 1370. They're buying higher than that, but still. All right. $15-minute there. Week chart there. Okay. So right here is the NASDAQ future and Bitcoin side by side. While they do look similar in the past, here in the short term, they look nothing alike in the long term. Right? Like the NASDAQ did not run up crazily when Bitcoin ran from 10,000 all the way up to 65,000. So it's not been the whole entire time that Bitcoin has followed the NASDAQ in the first place. But if you look, there's a difference that you guys are not noticing yet. And this is what I was noticing yesterday. And there was, that's the NASDAQ right now. This is on a weekly chart, keep in mind. So this is a long time frame. Bitcoin just broke this downtrend, and Bitcoin has an uptrend. I'm gonna delete these lines. I don't need these in here just so it don't confuse you. Look at the difference on this chart. Look at the difference of the timing. The SPY already on that downtrend, been on a downtrend, and even the moving averages are different. The NASDAQ is starting to point down, possibly crossing below the 50. Bitcoin is above the 50 and the 10-day. You know, it was already below. Look at these EMAs. Bitcoin was already way below its EMAs in this pullback we had at the beginning of this year, where the SPY never got to drop that low. And there's one major key difference between the stock market and the cryptos. The Federal Reserve did not quantitative ease Bitcoin. They did not print money and pump it into Bitcoin. They were not buying Bitcoin and cryptos. They were buying stocks and bonds. So the Federal Reserve did not push Bitcoin up. They pushed the stock market up. Well, the Federal Reserve is no longer pushing the stock market up, and we're downtrending, where over the last month, Bitcoin is uptrending. So with the Feds, like I've been saying, who's going to buy after the Feds at all-time highs on the NASDAQ? Now let me ask you the same question if you're a crypto person. Obviously, people who's going to buy Bitcoin at 35,000 What's the better deal? Bitcoin in a dip around 35,000, or buying the stock market, the Nasdaq, at all-time highs. you know, this decoupling is already happening. It started this month. And if you follow me on the crypto channel, I have been saying this, that February into March, the end of February into March, was going to be the start of a hot altcoin run. And by George, if you don't believe me that there's not been a hot altcoin run so far, just starting off, well, then you haven't done your research. Because Terra Luna, in 2 weeks has went from $50 to $95. That is a huge altcoin rip. It's up today 4%. Right? There has been altcoins still ripping, even in the sell-off. We had some altcoins ripping. API 3 is another one right now that is got some potential. See, this has been ripping the last 3 weeks. Went from $3.60 all the way up to $10. So the idea that the crypto market is bearish is not holding any, or is going to make a bearish move, is not holding any water from anybody. And that's what I've been saying. I'm not digging into all this nonsense that cryptos are going to crash. Daniel B, we know you hate cryptos. You'll be the old man sitting there with your little US dollars wiping your tears away because they don't mean anything. But yeah, Bitcoin, that's what I said. The NASDAQ did not rip 1,700% in a small amount of time. Bitcoin did. That's why the chart looks different. That was my point. That was my point I was making, Austin. Is Bitcoin has the ability at any point in time to stop following the stock market. And like I just showed you, just like there's stocks that have been ripping, even though the stock market has been crashing, there's altcoins that have been ripping even though the crypto market was down. Again, short term, why would they do that? If the market crashes after the government and all the mainstream media has been telling everybody the economy's fine, that's going to bring a whole boatload more of distrust for our government and mainstream media. So that argument would actually increase crypto interest, decentralization. If your government's been lying to you, saying everything's fine, and then your currency starts dropping and prices are skyrocketing on everything around you, and the whole country and the whole rest of the world has distrust because we have been paying our bills, that's a big difference. Like this, that adds to the cupcake of cryptos. If they're decentralized like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Atom or any of that, then anything your government does that you don't like would be an argument for crypto. Uncle Joe can try to do what he wants. They can try all they want to try to take my crypto. They can't do nothing about it. That's why I laugh when people are like, oh, the government's going to get your crypto. Come and get it. You got to kill me. You got to find me. You got to get the C phrase out of me, and then you would have to have my little tiny ledger wallet, like I said. So the government being able to do all of that, they're not going to do that. I will straight up suitcase my nano ledger if I have to. The profits taken from crypto was put in the stock market, helping them move in tandem. Well, no, that can't be true, because if the stock market was moving up and people were taking their profits and putting it in crypto, then the stock market would stop moving up. Right? Because you got to have buyers and sellers. So if it was all buy in the stock market, then nobody was pushing their money from stocks over into cryptos. No, why? What? How does that make any sense? Austin Sowers. Again, regulated. They regulate murder, and people get killed all the time. The government regulating something is not an argument for anything. It's an irrelevant argument. Murder, rape, all that stuff is regulated. Still happens. Money laundering, regulated. Still happens. You know, people break laws. People don't care what the government says. But think about that, Austin. If stocks are going to crash, it would be harder for it to crash when crypto is pumping. Why? What is backing that? If one asset crashes, other assets usually go up, right? So why would you think that if the stock market crashes, that cryptos would follow? Especially when I just showed you the charts. You know, I'm showing you the full-on charts side by side. If anything, because blockchain technology is changing every sector, the stock market would be crashing because all those companies are not using blockchain technology, so they're falling behind. And all the companies that are using blockchain technology would be they would be in the green because they would be running more efficiently. They'd be running more transparent and all of that. It's a lot easier nowadays to run a business on blockchain than it is on these old crappy point of sale systems. So if a bunch of these companies are going to die out because they're like Daniel B, who think that cryptos are tulips and they refuse to adopt the new technology that is taking over the entire globe in every single sector, then those companies would die. So those companies would be crashing while cryptos would be going up. That would be a reason why to move money from cryptos or from the stock market into cryptos. There's no Daniel B. Go sit timeout. Stop talking nonsense. There's no possible reason for Daniel B to back that statement he just made. That statement of whatever it was just plain ignorance of cryptos. So I didn't block him. I just made him be quiet for a minute for saying something so stupid. I know crypto is not. Listen, we don't know that. You can't make that statement. You don't know if crypto is a hedge to the stock market yet. Like I said, we've only had cryptos for 10 years. There has not been a crash since 2008. In 2020, that little COVID dip was a dip, but it was not that big a deal on the overall scale. And they never let the market truly correct. They did not let the stock market correct. So you can't say that crypto isn't a hedge to the stock market. Nobody knows that. The only time that we did see that COVID crash, cryptos ripped insanely, crazily high. 2020 was the run, the last big bull run on cryptos, while the stock market was dead. So you got to look at all the pictures and look at all the information. Like you guys are trying to get there, and you're getting close, but you're missing small pieces of details that really matter. And that is, most of this is education on cryptos, not so much the stock market. It's just lack of education on how cryptocurrencies work, blockchain work, which, by the way, I just put out a 4th grade level video on that on the channel yesterday. So if you don't understand how blockchain and crypto works, Daniel B, maybe go start with that 4th grade level video. Maybe that'll help you a little bit. There's little pictures in there and everything for you, bud. You don't even believe your own message. No, because Daniel B's was not opinion. Daniel B made a statement like that was facts. And if you make a statement like it's facts and there's nothing whatsoever to back what he's saying, which there wasn't, it was a nonsense comment, then you are spreading misinformation. It's not an opinion. Like, if you have a stupid opinion that is, and let me say it in a nicer way. I'm coming off kind of mean. I don't want to come off mean. If you have a uneducated opinion and you're spreading it on my channel, an uneducated opinion, then I'm going to correct you because you are spreading misinformation. So Daniel B's statement, there's no possible way he could have backed that statement. No possible way. It was nonsense. It was straight up misinformation. You guys forget there's other people watching the channel and watching the live stream. So people are going to see what you guys are saying. And because you and One Life, you and Daniel B have been around for a long time, and some people, recognize your names, they might get an inclination that nonsense statement that Daniel B that he said actually means something or has some type of relevancy. It's not because I have a problem with Daniel B. It's because I'm sick of Daniel B spreading false information and talking out his ass about cryptos, because that's not helping anything. I'm a crypto advocate. The old ways of thinking is why we are where we're at right now in the world, where inflation is insane and war is crazy. So we need something different. We need cryptocurrencies. We need decentralization. It's not even cryptocurrencies. We need decentralization. And the other thing that you guys got to do too is stop looking at cryptocurrencies like they are just an asset, like they're a stock or something. You can use technical analysis the same, but these projects are way more in depth and are worth way more value when you actually look at the blockchains themselves and what they're doing in those sectors. This is a new technological revolution. It's an advancement. When there is advancement, this is cracking the trend line. I'm just going to cut this loss. Oops. There we go. I'm out of there. $12.33 to the downside, but I'm not going to hold it. Cracking that trend line. but it helps no one for people with uneducated opinions to speak. Like, if you don't know about something, why would you talk about it? I don't come on here talking about brain surgery, right? So I'm not going to speak on the right way to cut a synapses out of a brain. I have no clue. I will speak on cryptocurrencies because I have literally done 2 years, 3 years of nonstop research every single day. I'm in those markets every single day. You know, it doesn't make me smarter or more intelligent. This is not the argument I'm trying to make or make myself look good. What I'm telling you guys is I've done the research, tons of research, way more research than most normal people who probably watch, YouTube. And I'm not talking about like watching financial channels. Oh, come on. Are you serious, SKYH? Are you serious? You're gonna come back up. Don't you do that to me. You've been being slow, not looking like you're gonna pop. Then as soon as I get out, look at you. As soon as you look like you're about to give up on that trend line. That still could though. It still could it could still sell off. I wasn't gonna take that risk anymore. But it is annoying every time that happens. Because I literally been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then it finally look at it, it's about to go here, probably, maybe. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. Well, it's still getting rejected as 14 as resistance. So until 14 holds as support again, this still could sell off. There's one bid at 14. But anyway. I sound like an upset liberal? Alright. Whatever. Look, cryptos are not producing anything. You are... Oh my God. Yes, cryptocurrencies does not produce anything the same way the US dollar does not produce anything. You use the US dollar, don't you? You don't not use it because it doesn't produce anything, right? So that argument is irrelevant. That is another irrelevant moot point. That is not a point against cryptos, Daniel B. Again, for the 5,000th millionth time, go do your research. That is a very nonsense view. You're not getting me. I don't care, Daniel B. Go ahead. You're going to threaten me with letters and short videos? You're going to... Actually, you know what? That helps the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for that. I hope you do it. Now you're blocked. Thanks, man. Don't threaten me with a good time. That'll help the YouTube algo. Yeah, send all them people over to write negative comments and put short videos in the comment sections of my videos. Thanks. Great. I'm glad you gave me that option, man. That was a good option. Thanks, Daniel B. No. Here's the problem. Again, stop talking for a second, One Life. Stop jumping to conclusions. Here is the problem. You are comparing cryptocurrencies to assets. The cryptocurrency is not an asset. The same as a dollar is not an asset. It's a currency. The value behind cryptocurrencies is the blockchain technology. The technology is where the value is at. The US dollar is backed by nothing. It's backed by the government's word, which at this point in time, I think we all can agree, it's backed by nothing. You are looking at cryptocurrencies, the currency, as the overall whole entire picture. By doing that, you're ignoring every single part of blockchain. You are ignoring the valuable part of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology in general. So when you're using arguments against cryptocurrency and your arguments are specifically arguments of currency, you're not arguing the whole entire point. You are only arguing a small percent. And by the way, that line that Daniel B. said was directly out of Peter Schiff's mouth. I mean, word for word, cryptos don't produce anything is straight out of Peter Schiff's mouth, which Peter Schiff just got destroyed by Richard Hex, the founder of Hex decentralized CDs. And I don't even like Richard Hex. I think that guy is crazy too, and I think he's too egotistical. And I don't like Hex. I don't like his CD thing. But he destroyed Peter Schiff on cryptos. It's because Peter Schiff is still stuck in that old way of thinking. But you cannot just look at a cryptocurrency. Like, think about that for a minute. If you're an alien and you come to the Earth and they hand you $1 and they're like, we've got these laser guns. You want to trade something for these laser guns? And they're like, yeah, here, I've got $1 million. And you hand the alien $1 million. He's like, I don't want this pieces of paper. I'm trading you an alien laser gun. I'm trading you a laser gun. You're trying to give me pieces of paper? They don't, the currency is not the important part. It's what backs the currency that's the important part. Now, if aliens come down and had some laser guns and we were like, hey, here's this currency backed by this new technology that we just come up with that makes the way we transfer data faster, cheaper, more secure, they might think about that for a minute. They're like, we could use that data to, that blockchain data to move our data around in our little alien thing, assuming that they already didn't have something like that. So that is the difference right there. That's the simple difference. Look at it as if you were an alien. If you're an alien coming to Earth, would you trade your laser guns for pieces of paper that are the US dollar, or would you trade your laser guns for a digital currency backed by all the new blockchain technology? Which one makes more sense? I mean, it's simple as that. It's not any more complicated than that. Do you want the fake pieces of paper that are worth nothing, or do you want currency that is backed by actual technology, actual markets? And the reason why cryptos and stuff go up and down is supply and demand. There's nobody controlling the crypto markets. The Federal Reserve controls the stock market in the U.S., but the crypto markets are global. Nobody controls them. It's simple supply and demand. There's no control. I can go, that's the beautiful thing too. I can prove it because I can go right now to any blockchain explorer and see how many holders, how many people are holding that coin. I can go and look at the contract addresses of who bought the first coin in a blockchain and who they sold it to, for what price they sold it to. And then that could be 5 years ago, and I can still see that on the newest block of data that comes through. I can still go back and look. I can see that it's clearly supply and demand. I can see nobody has control of these cryptocurrencies because all the data is right there in front of you. It only takes just a little bit of research about cryptocurrencies and you would know about Etherscan and SolScan and Solana Explorer and all the blockchain explorers, because every single one of them has one. So you can see all the information. That's why it's more valuable, or that's why the cryptocurrencies are valuable, because of that technology. But let me break it down a little bit more. not only do the cryptocurrencies act as a currency, as they represent the value of the blockchain, the cryptocurrencies themselves, in most cases, have specific utilities outside of just being a currency. A proof of stake blockchain is secured by node validators staking the coin, or people staking their coins to the node validators. So if you can stake your coins to secure the network, and then you get rewarded for securing the network, making sure that it doesn't get hacked or anything, that is another utility besides just transferring cash to one or another. But that utility of the coin only exists if the blockchain is there. Of course, look at this guy back up to 1450. So a dollar, you can only do one thing with a dollar. You can take a dollar. Well, there's a couple of things you could do with a dollar. You could always roll it up and all that. But never mind. No, don't worry about it. There's not a lot you can do with a dollar. Its utility, its primary utility, is for you to transfer value from one place to another. You don't get dollars because you want pieces of paper. You get dollars because you want to buy something with those dollars. Cryptocurrency, on the other hand, doesn't just act as a currency. Like I said, you can stake them. You can put them in liquidity pools for exchanges. You can vote on the proposals for how the project moves forward. These tokens and coins have multiple utilities outside of just being currency. So when you make a linear argument, like comparing the dollar to a cryptocurrency, it's an uneducated argument. It's an uneducated opinion. If you come in here and you give me an educated argument against cryptos that is not misinformation, an actual real argument because you've done your research, I won't block you. I won't make you be quiet. And it's only Daniel B that I'm doing that to anyway. It's not like I'm doing it to anybody else. Daniel B gets what he deserves. He asked for this. He actually literally gave me the option of helping grow my YouTube channel if I banned him. So, that was his choice. Giving me that type of option. But, it's not, you can't, same thing with gold. Like the gold and Bitcoin argument or gold and crypto argument is a dumb argument. For one, it takes gold and silver to make the damn computer chips that run the internet. So like they're on this, it takes gold and silver for cryptos to even exist. So there's not an argument of whether cryptos and gold are better than one or the other. They're two different things. Gold is used in jewelry, gold is used in satellites, computer chips, and all that. But it is also used, it's using those computer chips, that go and power blockchains. Well, technically, it depends on the chain. If it's proof of work, the computer chip would. Well, you still got to have a computer, so you got to have a computer chip, which means you've got to have gold and silver. But that's why I'm bullish on both precious metals and cryptocurrencies. But you got to do more research. Like, don't let your own pride or let your own, like Daniel B, 50 years of him doing his own thing and he thinks he knows everything and he refuses to research cryptos. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't miss out on an opportunity. Even if it ain't an opportunity, it could be an opportunity. Why argue against the opportunity? Because that's what you're doing. If you're arguing against cryptos, you're arguing against the opportunity. And if you haven't even done the research, then you're arguing against the opportunity that you don't even know is an opportunity. Like, think about that for a minute. How dumb is that? You're going to argue against the opportunity. Just that. You're going to argue against the opportunity instead of researching it and seeing if there's opportunity. What kind of thought process is that? Like, what if you're a trader? That I mean, are you not wanting to take every single opportunity you can as an entrepreneur, a trader? You know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But you guys want lemons. You guys get lemons and want to squeeze the lemon juice directly in your eyes and then blame the lemons. So, like, that doesn't make sense. That's what I keep telling you guys. For the love of God, for the millionth time, before anybody else says anything as an argument against crypto in any of my live streams, please just do a little bit of research so you don't say something so stupid. And stupidity is not, I'm stupid all the time. I do stupid stuff all the time. All the time. Non-stop doing stupid stuff. So when I say stupidity, I don't mean it to be so offensive. If you take it that offensive, it is what it is. But all I'm saying is it doesn't make sense to even argue if you haven't done your research. Yeah, but Daniel B's argument. I can block Daniel B as many times as I want. He's just going to come back in with another username. That's all he's going to do. But again, Lord, he gave me the option. He said, if you ban me one more time, I'm going to help you promote your YouTube channel. Those were the words that I saw. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not ban Daniel B and him not really help the channel, or ban Daniel B and him help the channel? He didn't really give me a two good options there. He gave me one great option and another one. But I don't care what Daniel B's argument is. That argument's irrelevant. It has no research behind it. If you can't determine the value of cryptos, then you can't determine the value of anything. That's how stupid that is. Like, you can't determine the value of cryptos. That's what technical analysis is. Just because he doesn't understand how to do fundamental analysis on it because he hasn't done the research, without the fundamental analysis, you can do your own technical analysis. That's how we value stocks when we trade them, right? We're technical analysis traders, One Life. So if you can value it by looking at the TA, you can value a stock by looking at a chart with candles. If you can value gold by looking at a chart with candles. If you can value oil, if you can value rice and beans by looking at a chart and candles, then you can figure out the value of a cryptocurrency on a damn chart with candles. As I've been saying, look at the fucking chart, guys. Look at the fucking chart. That's all you gotta do. Dumb question again, One Life. How many? Yeah, technical analysis is how you figure out if the price is going up. What are we talking about here? You're really going to argue with me about value or about technical analysis as not a way to figure out if something is going up in price? Because listen, here's the thing. We're getting too much in the mud here. This is why I hate having these discussions with people who, it's one thing if you actually want to understand, but you guys don't want to understand. You keep trolling me and arguing these same stupid arguments over and over again. The only reason why I keep going into it is for people listening and watching. If they don't know about it, they can learn something. So, first off, how many different blockchains does one need? How much data is on the internet? Can you answer that question? And then if you can answer and tell me, One Life, how much data moves through the entire internet, then we might be able to figure out how many blockchains does one need. Second, how do you know if you're paying or if a project is undervalued? The same way you do when you look at a chart. You don't need fundamental analysis to tell if something is undervalued. Bitcoin was at $70,000. It was just now at $30,000. Bitcoin was undervalued at $30,000. That was clear to see on the chart. That is literally what I've been saying on the crypto channel nonstop for 6 months. Bitcoin and Ethereum, these cryptos at these prices are way cheaper than they were not too long ago, and they're holding up support lines. But again, that's still getting in the mud. Let me go back to what I was trying to say, what I'm trying to clear it up with the value. It doesn't matter, right? Let's stop having an argument of how do you value and how do you guys don't do that with stocks. What you are doing, what we are all doing with stocks, assets, gold, silver, cryptos, oil, if we are going long, we are buying, expecting the price to go up. If we are going short, we are buying, selling. Well, no, you would be buying if you're shorting and then selling later. No, you'd be selling first, then buying. Anyway, doesn't matter. Short, you expect the asset to go down. It's only going to go two ways. So it doesn't really matter exactly what you're valuing the company right at this second. Because here's the thing. You can value the SPY right now at $437. But if you're valuing the SPY in US dollars and the US dollar has been dropping because inflation is going up, then that $437 now is not the same amount of $437 was a year ago when inflation was at 2%. So the first problem that you're going to have to get over when trying to value cryptocurrencies is stop trying to value everything in US dollars like the US dollar is the end all be all. That's the first problem, right? US dollars and the stock market and all of that, like you're just looking, the whole reason that you do any of this is to sell to somebody at a higher price later. So what you think the value is of a cryptocurrency or a stock project off of the US dollar currency is irrelevant because you're only looking at it in a linear perception. This goes into Forex trading. Jesus Christ. Do the research for the 5 millionth time, One Life. Do the research. All right, you guys have made this into a crypto stream. All right, that's fine. I'm out of that trade anyway, so let's actually educate. That's fine. I like to educate, so. All right. So, here's how you can figure out 2 little simple tricks to decide what the value of a cryptocurrency might be. Let's go with Terra Luna since that was the example we used earlier. Oh, we have a market cap here of 34 million in market cap. We have a circulating supply of 374 million. So there's 374 million Luna that I can buy or you can sell and I can sell. With a market cap of 34 million, the total supply is 1 million. So that is the market cap as of now, or 1 billion I should say on the max supply. That is the market cap as of now. But the fully diluted valuation, FDV, you can use this if you want, current price times max supply, is going to be up here at 92 billion because not all of Luna Terra has been minted yet. And you would not know that about Luna unless you did the research, because Luna Terra has a protocol in it that every single time a UST stablecoin is minted, a Terra Luna is burned. So anytime that somebody buys a new UST coin, because UST can continue to be minted, then Terra Luna the protocol will burn a Terra Luna coin for that one UST minted. So the supply is constantly going to go down of Terra Luna if UST is going up. But if UST doesn't go up, it stays at $1. It's backed by $1. But if the supply of UST is continually going up, then the supply of Terra Luna is continuously going down. And if the supply of UST stops being minted, then the supply of Luna, every time a Luna is minted, a UST is burnt. So there's a balancing protocol within this project, and we're just talking about the protocols. I ain't even told you what the whole project does yet or anything. We're not even that far. That's why you got to do research. This is just one single protocol. But we know that the max supply is 1 billion coins. So there's 1 billion coins out there. We know the fully diluted valuation as of now to the current price is around 92 billion once all those coins are released. Or is that 92 trillion? I think it might be that's 92 trillion. Or is that billion? No, that's billion. But as the price of Luna goes up, so will the market cap. Because again, the market cap is the current market price times the circulating supply. It's that simple. So we know the supply, just like we know the stocks float. We know the market cap, just like we know stocks market cap. We have those numbers just simply by going to CoinGecko. We can scroll down here. We can see all types of stuff, historical data. You can literally see tons of data. That's the thing with blockchain. You have way more data from a cryptocurrency that's on a public blockchain than you do a stock in the stock market. Now, what is terrible? What is terrible? What is Terra? Terra is a decentralized financial payment network that rebuilds the traditional payment stack on blockchain. It utilizes a basket of fiat-pegged stablecoins algorithmically stabilized by its reserve currency, Luna. That's what I was talking about, the burn mechanic. To facilitate programmable payments and open financial infrastructure development. As of December 2020, the network has transacted as an estimated $299 billion over 2 million users. We're getting a lot of information to value this project, and all I did was go to CoinGecko. So what is Luna? It's the reserve currency of the Terra platform. It has 3 core functions. Mine Terra transactions through staking, ensure price stability of the Terra stablecoins, that's the burn protocol, and provide incentives for the platform's blockchain validators. Validators are the ones who secure the whole entire network. So the coin has 3 purposes in Luna. The Terra protocol runs on a proof-of-stake blockchain. So to secure the blockchain, proof-of-stake means you stake to the node validators in return for a reward of the Luna. So, and it just says that right there. You must stake Luna in order to mine transactions. All else being equal, a validator who has staked more Luna has a higher chance of generating the next Terra block compared to another validator who has staked less. So, in essence, Luna represents a validator's mining power. However, in providing network security and validation, Luna holders and stakers are exposed to price risk associated with the asset. This is because the Terra protocol readily exchanges Terra stablecoins for Luna at their determined exchange rate to maintain the peg. When demand is high and prices are above the peg, it will sell stablecoins for Luna. When demand is low and prices are below the peg, it does the opposite. In this way, validators absorb short-term volatility of the network. To compensate this, validators are given rewards in the form of staking, gas fees, taxes and IV, and whatever this, I don't even know what that word is, rewards. So the people securing the Luna project are rewarded for doing so. They're incentivized to keep all the blocks validated. So we can keep on looking down. I could go through all of this. There's tons of information on Luna, but we can go down this site some more and look. How many different exchanges is Luna on? This site will show us all the different exchanges. And then, of course, there's news, just like in the stock market. You want to learn more about it? You go learn more about it looking at the news. And if you really want to go and find out about this certain blockchain, you can go to their website. The same way that stocks in the stock market, those companies have websites. And you can learn all about what it is and what it does. So there's other projects within Terra's community as well, because it is its own blockchain. So not only does Terra have value from its actual payment procedures and stuff, it can also be built on top of, like Mirror Protocol here, which is synthetic assets, Pylon Protocol, which is principal protected investments and payments, and Anchor Protocol, which is savings as a service. Now, there's not anything different. I mean, you can get a savings account at a bank, but the bank owns the bank. Anchor Protocol makes it decentralized, where instead of you having a savings account that somebody else holds for you, you can hold the savings account yourself. You have self-custody of your own savings account and can do with what you will with that money at any point in time. So because these are on the blockchain, that makes it all possible and makes it free. But you could go into the white papers if you wanted to and literally read every single piece of the technology behind Terra Luna at this point, because they've got plenty of stuff. Right here's the white paper. This is going to be... Oh, no, that ain't the white paper. They have a broken link on that one. But if you want to go even deeper, then you can go into... See, is this the right... No, that's Looney. That's one of their staking things. Or somebody's staking thing. What I'm looking for is Luna's Explorer. I don't know what Luna's Explorer is right off the top of my head. But we'll go to SoulScan. So this is the blockchain explorer for Solana. So let's put in a token. Let's see. We look at this. We look at the scan of the blockchain. I'm not going to buy an unrecognized token. I don't know what that is. So I'm definitely not going to look at that. But Rally, I have heard of Rally. So we'll go pull up Rally. And look here on the Blockchain Explorer. You have the market cap, supply, the holders. There's 37,000 people holding Rally. Whoops. 37,000. So I know exactly how many people have Rally. Now tell me, One Life, Daniel B. Tell me, how many people own Apple? Exactly. To the number. To the exact single number. Go find that out real quick. Or better yet, because Apple's a big company, this is not a fair comparison. Rally's like a penny stock. Go look and find out how many people are exactly to the number, the exact spot, holding PPI. We'll use PPI since that's what I thought he was talking about earlier. But then look at here. We can click on transactions and we can see every single transaction that has ever went through on the Rally blockchain. You see them coming in 1 minute ago. We can see everything. We can see how much it cost for this transaction. We can find out what type of action it is. This was to create an associated account. Create associated account. This was SPL transfer. See if we have any token lists lately. This is just this is how much data is going through this blockchain. And this one project. This is Rally, not even Solana. Rally's like 50 cents or something. And you can see how fast data is moving through this thing. Constantly moving. In the signature, we can click on. Now, we don't know who this person is, but we know that this person, 1 minute ago, finalized this block. Because it says it right there. Or let's hold on. Result, finalized. What did they try to do? Oh, he just did a transfer. He just transferred some tokens from one wallet to another wallet. Associated token account program. Interact with it. That's the main actions. So I can see to the dot every single transaction and see what it was for. So if you wouldn't mind, Daniel, being in One Life and all, if you could go and just pull up PPI and show me every single transaction in one place all at once, where I can go in and click on each transaction and find out exactly what that transaction was for. Can you go find that real quick for me? So the blockchain explorers are going to give you tons of information. You are going to have more information than you've ever had. Oh my God, look at Sky. Oh, how sickening is that? I knew this thing was going to rip. You dirty thing. All right. Again, why are you valuing it? Stop getting held up on the idea of just valuing it. Why are you valuing something? You are putting a price on it so you can sell it, but you are valuing in US dollars. You cannot value in US dollars. That is not the end all be all of currencies. This is why I keep trying to say this and keep trying to drill it in your heads. It is not the end all be all. You can value a crypto in Japanese yen. You can value a crypto in the Kiwi dollar, the New Zealand dollar. Stop looking at it so linear as a like you look at it like the dollar. It's way more complicated than that. But yeah, no, it is not the same. It is not the same. Fiat currency is not the same. See, that's what I'm talking about. You asked me how to value it. I just went and showed you 5 different ways of how to start gathering information to value. I mean, I don't know how much more information you need to put a price on a crypto so you can buy it and sell it later for a higher price. I mean, we do it with technical analysis without any of that information. You know, the whole reason I was buying in the sky was because I thought I was gonna be able to sell it later up here at $16. I don't need to know anything about Sky to know that. So I valued Sky at $15 in US dollars and bought it at $14. Right? Like, I don't need to look at anything else to know that price of US dollar currency, because that's the thing you're conflating. You're conflating value with currency. Value and currency are 2 different things, and that's the problem that you guys got to work out in your heads that are the ones debating and arguing. You're conflating currency and value. And the whole point of trading, simply enough, is to buy something to sell it later. There's no difference between stocks. That is not an argument against cryptos. That's what I said earlier. Speculation is not an argument against anything. You can speculate on anything. Like that's the whole point. Like, you try to make arguments against crypto, the same arguments can be made against anything else. So if those arguments can be made against anything else, then it's not an argument against crypto, and it's a moot point. So that's why I say I want people to do research. I want to have these discussions. I'll debate. If somebody was a leftist and, hated Bitcoin or crypto, but they knew their stuff, they actually knew what they were talking about and would debate me on it, I would do that in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't care if they disagreed with me. Because if they're actually, telling the right information, they're giving out the right information, as in blockchain technology is what backs the value of cryptocurrency. That's not my opinion. That is how it is. So it doesn't matter whether it's stocks or whatever. Like, the same arguments, every argument you guys are giving me, no, I wouldn't, Austin, but I called my mother and got her put on Coinbase, and she's bought Cosmos Atom for the next 10 years. Because I'm bearish on the stock market. Listen, until you guys have other arguments besides your same arguments, which I have over and over again repeated, one life, you can't just say no. That, like me giving you every single piece of information about something that you're investing in, and you're telling me no, that you can't value it by looking at that. That is just idiotic. If you can't value something when you literally have all the transactions, all the literal supply and demand in front of you in paper, the literal supply and demand in paper, and you telling me you can't value it? Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. It's 12 o'clock. Oh yeah, hey Josie, what's up, buddy? How did that change my view? Again, a stock has cash flows. So, again, think about what you just said, Austin. A stock has cash flows. So you're valuing the stock still off of how much US dollar that you get from it having cash flows. or dividend payments. You know, you're still only valuing it by US dollar, even by looking at it like that. If there are fees on a blockchain, which we saw on that Solana Explorer, that there are fees, then those fees have to be going somewhere. And those fees go back into the blockchain. So they don't traditionally make a profit the way you think of, like a business, because it is not the business. Like Ethereum is not a business. Ethereum is like a giant piece of land that you build businesses on top of. You're not buying Ethereum like it's a stock versus the SPY. You're buying Ethereum because Ethereum is the land Wall Street is built on top of. Right? That is the difference. That's why I keep saying you guys cannot keep looking at it so linear. You have to look at it in a lot wider perspective. But if you can't figure out whether or not to buy, if you can't figure out when to buy a crypto and when to sell it, then I don't know how you figured it out in the stock market. Because there's no difference with technical analysis. It's all on the charts. It's all on the candles. So you're buying Ethereum to sell higher, nothing more. And sure, so is the stock market. You're buying a stock to sell it higher. So the stock market's complete speculation. What's the point? That's what I'm saying. There's no point in what. That's not an argument. That's a mute point. That's a moot point. It's moot. It doesn't matter. That's what you do for everything. Your whole entire life is trying to get something for a lower value and trade it into something that is a higher value. That's not specific to cryptos. That's not an argument against anything. That is a statement that is a clear statement across many different things. That's not an argument, period. Trading crypto long term and investing in crypto long term is two different things. So again, let's do some more educating, and I'm gonna call it a day because y'all got me going on this whole crypto rant. It seems like we have to do this every 2 months for the same people. Let me think. What was I doing? What was I looking for? Oh, yeah. Long-term investing in cryptos. So, here we have earned passive income with cryptos. Top 10 assets staked by value. Solana. We were just talking about Solana. You get a 5.94% reward for staking Solana. Oh, guess what? Guess what else we have? We know that $38 billion is staked in Solana. That means there is $38 billion locked up in smart contracts on this chain. 38 billion. We see the market cap and we see the total supply of the supply right here that is staked. Percentage of eligible tokens that are being staked. So the eligible tokens, including circulating supply and max supply, 74%. 74% of this coin is staked and locked into there. You want to know the value? Look at the stake value. Solana is worth at least $38 billion in US dollar. Terra Luna, staked value, $30 billion. Ethereum 2.0, $28 billion in staked value. Cardano, $22 billion in staked value. Avalanche, $18 billion in staked value. Polkadot, $11 billion in staked value. Binance, $8 million in staked value. USDC, $7 billion in staked value. Cosmos Atom, $5 billion in staked value with 63% total staked. BNB, 84% of the supply staked. And we can look at all this. Now, look at your rewards though. For long-term investing, 5% on Solana. Okay, that doesn't sound great. 6.8% on Terra Luna doesn't sound great. But then we go back and look at the charts on these cryptos. Where's Luna? Luna, where did you go? There you are. If you've been getting 5% interest on Terra Luna, say you got in after this first initial rip and you got in down here at 550 back on May 21st, you've been getting 5% Terra Luna in staking rewards added to your position size this whole entire time, while Terra Luna went from $6 to $100. So not only have you been getting the price movement to the upside, you have also been getting that staking interest. Now, the chain itself, the reason why you make so much money with staking on a chain like this is because it's not like buying a stock for a long-term investment. When you're staking, you are helping secure the blockchain. When you buy dividend stock shares, you don't do anything. You're just buying shares of the company. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and just smash this argument altogether. Let me smash this argument once and for all. And let me pull it up too. I didn't even think about this. I should have used this right off the bat. This right here, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC. Every stock that you think that you own right now, that you bought, you don't own. It's not in your possession. It's not in thinkorswim's possession. It's not in Charles Schwab's possession. It's not in Joe Biden's possession. It's not in China's possession. It is in the DTCC. You don't own none of the stocks that you're holding right now. Digitally, it says you own them, but you don't actually have a physical share in the company. You have a digital issued share in the company from the DTCC, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. So your stocks that you're holding right now in your portfolios that you think are your stocks are not even your stocks. And that's why everybody who's researched crypto and knows what's going on is laughing when you say the stupid stuff you say in the stock market. Peter Schiff tried to make this same stupid argument that, when you're buying a stock, you actually get a physical stock. Now, before, I always thought that until I learned this past year about the DTCC. What you're trading right now, what's in your portfolio right now, has way less value than any of these cryptocurrencies that are in this right here. Look right there. I've got cryptocurrencies in here. Your stocks in your portfolio, they're in there. They're in the DTC. You have no claim over your stocks.
Go do some research. Go do some real research. And if you've done your research and you want to have an actual debate with me, because the last time I let somebody who didn't do their research come here on the channel and have a debate with me was Daniel B. And I had to end that because he didn't know what white papers were. I've done the research. Right here, bud. Right here. That's who's got your stocks. The DTC has your stocks. It says it right here. They provide clearing and settlement services to the financial markets. So now that everybody's aware that the stocks that you're holding in your portfolio, you're not actually holding in your portfolio, does anybody else want to argue with me about cryptos having no value? And you want to argue that stocks do have value and that you can put a value on stocks, but you can't on cryptos. You can't put a value on stocks because you can't even own the stock. You can own the stock on paper, but you can't even own the actual stock. So your value in the first place of the stocks you're valuing is irrelevant because you don't get it. All right. There you go. DTC, go do the research. Arlo, let me get on that one real quick for Austin Sowers. Yeah, see, I mean, you can personally value things all you want. I can't argue against how you personally perceive value, but how you personally perceive things and how the real world works is irrelevant. Like I personally perceive that cryptocurrencies could be a bad thing or a good thing depending on if people get educated enough. That's why I get frustrated with these stupid comments about cryptocurrencies because it's comments out of malice. Because if you really wanted to know, if you really had a real argument, you would have done the research. They're just pure comments of malice and ignorance. So there's no reason for them. And that's why I have to continually light your guys' balls on fire every time you come in here with this nonsense. But anyway, what were you in on Arlo? What did you want me to check on Arlo? Got a stop loss at 10.95. Well, you're already in the profits. Stop loss is right below the trend line at previous support. Let me look at this on a 1 hour though. So yeah, I would just keep that stop loss tight because you have. Let me remove that trend line for a second. You basically have this flag forming on the hour chart. But just because it's a flag, just because it's a triangle, doesn't mean necessarily it will break to the upside. See, 1150 was the high. So it looks like that's the triangle. Bottom uptrend right there, up to 1150. Yeah. Because if it cracks right here, if it cracks back below 11, then it has a pretty far ways to go down. The next support line, the next solid support line would be $10. So hard to tell really. Let's see, do they got some PR? Looks like they do have PR. We got some price target raises. Oh, they had better than expected sales results. So they had good earnings. Or better than expected earnings. So be careful with that. Not to really, well, I'll call them out. HH Trader kind of saw how the market doesn't always respond positively to positive earnings with Zoom this past couple of days. So that's something to keep in mind. Just because it has good earnings and it's going up today of the earnings does not mean that it will continue to rip right away. So put that out of your head and just strictly watch the technical analysis, because you're going to want to watch strictly these price levels. Is $11 holding up? Is 11.25 starting to hold up as support? If it tries to go back up to 11.50, will it break 11.50? If it can break 11.50, will it hold 11.50 as support? And then will it make a new support at $12? You want to see it keep building those supports up. If it doesn't and it cracks here, well, like I said, you can see that fall all the way down back to the $10 area, because there's no support right through there. Oh, Sky, you dirty, dirty girl. Look at that. $17 rip on Sky. If I would have just... right on that doji, it dropped down to 1370s. I thought I put my stop loss at 1366. I thought I specifically put it under 1370. Oh, let me look on the 1 minute. The 15 minute may not be showing the full bottom of the wick. Let's see. 1373. Oh no, I didn't stop. I just hopped out of it. That's right. I didn't put a stop loss in. I mentally got out of it because it looked like it was cracking. It just had no volume. Looked like it was about to start dumping. And then boom. A delayed rip. I was looking for that rip back here, not here, but Sky again. Another nice runner. What's it up? That's got to be on above the scanner. Yeah, so it says it's only up 12%. So if it can move $3-4 and be up 12%, then if it runs 100%, it could. At this point, I would say we'll probably see $20 on Sky. Maybe not today, but I think we'll see 20 before it has a big rejection. But yeah, you're good on Arlo for now, man. Just, follow your technical analysis. If you're up in the profits, lock some of it out. Whatever you got to do. Or however you're trading it, because I don't know your position size or anything like that. But it's never, like I always say, it's never a bad idea to lock out profit. Oh, are you still in Sky, Austin Sowers? See, I probably should have put a stop. I mean, that's what I should have done on Sky, is put the stop loss in at under that 1375 area. That's what I kept thinking about, but then, I was talking, so I kind of got distracted there, but just made a bad decision getting out of it a little too early. But no worries. There will be more trades. I'm not worried about, this happens to me quite a bit, where I'll get in something and then get out of it real quick, because it did, it shot up for a second, but it came right back down to that trend line. So it gave it a second test and did not look like it was going to confirm, but didn't end up confirming. So nothing I could do there. Look at this thing, man. It's still trying to push up. But yeah. Oh, you sold at 16? Very nice job, Austin, man. You've been killing it. Well, you guys have been killing it. And I'm glad to hear it. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a day. No, I'm not paid to promote Luna. If I was paid to promote Luna, then well, there was going to be some jokes there, but I stopped. But anyway, yeah, it's time to call it a day. I'll be back a little bit later on the crypto channel for a crypto update. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrencies, actually become educated on them, you can come over to Framework Fortune Crypto. And if you haven't yet, be sure to go join the frameworkfortune.com website and come join us in the Discord where we can have these debates and discussions and arguments and all of that anytime. And by the way, the website and the Discord are free. So even though Daniel B is banned on the channel, he could easily join the Discord and the website, but yet he has not. So is he really supporting me? Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day out there. Stay safe out there.